Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, joining us to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, I, like a lot of you, will be hitting the road this weekend, of course, as a lot of people have the extended weekend for the holiday for July 4th. And that means, of course, that we have to make sure that we're taking care of our vehicles, namely our tires. This week has been recognized as National Tire Safety Week, and we have the perfect guest here to help us to know exactly what we should be thinking about when it comes to these road trips starting this summer. We're excited to welcome to our program today Russell Shepard. Russell is a tire safety expert at Michelin. We're going to talk to him not only about what you guys should think about before hitting the road, but also where you can get more information as well. Russell, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Cyrus, and hello to your audience. Glad to be with you.
Well, Russell, look, we appreciate you being with us to share this. This is an important time, of course, for our audience. A lot of them are getting out and about, starting, of course, their summer trips. Tell us, Russell, when it comes to going on the road, what are some things we should think about when it comes to getting our vehicles road ready?
So the two things that you should think about when you're getting your vehicle ready for the road and for those summer road trips and beyond. One is make sure you can see. Simple thing, make sure that your wiper blades function well, check and make sure if they need to be replaced, replace them. And while you're at it, check your wiper fluid so that you can keep your windshield clean when it's raining or if you get on a road trip, something like bug accumulation. So make sure you can see. The second thing to do is make sure you're ready to roll. And what do I mean by that? I've been a tire engineer for over 20 years, and it comes down to one crucial thing. The only thing between you and your family and the road are your tires. So make sure your tires are ready to roll.
Russell, that is such a good point. I want to go back to the windshield wipers for a second because I think that's one of the things we don't think about till we have to use them. Once that moment passes, right, it's like, okay, you know what? I know I need to replace those, but I'll have time to do it, before I need them again. But that is such a great tip. And speaking of the tires, though, and this is one of the things, especially here in the South, where it gets pretty hot. We're reminded to check our tire pressure regularly. Why is that so important to make sure we're doing, especially before hitting the road, Russell?
So that's a fantastic question. And one thing I'll say is when you check your tire pressure, make sure you check it when the vehicle has been sitting for a couple of hours. But why is it important? Because it makes sure you ensure that you get the most out of your tires. So, it makes sure that the tires wear evenly. And it also ensures that you get the best traction for your tires. So to get the most out of your money and to make sure that you get the best traction, whether it's dry or whether it's raining, check your tire pressure. Some of your listeners may be asking, how do you do that? What's my tire pressure? One way to do it is to open your driver's door. And there's a sticker inside the driver's door, inside the door on the driver's side, and that has your tire pressure. The other thing you can do is look in your owner's manual.
Such a great point. And speaking of that, Russell, when it comes to checking the tires, the other thing we don't think about is, of course, the tread on the tires. I had my best friend actually had a blowout just last week, and we were talking about that. And he's like, one thing I don't think about is checking the wear on the tires. Do you have any suggestions when it comes to that?
Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear about your friend having a blowout. In general, for checking the wear of your tires, there are these things on tires called wear bars and their tire gauges. There's a very simple manner for you or I or anybody else to check the wear of their tires. It's called the penny test. So what do? You take a penny and you put it between two fingers. Make sure that Abraham Lincoln's head is facing you. And you put that penny in your tread with Abraham Lincoln's head pointing down. If you can see the top of Abe's head, it's time to replace your tires. And that's the penny test. Abe's head upside down, if you can see the top of his head, it's time to replace your tires. And that's important for a number of reasons. It makes sure you get great traction, especially in deeper water conditions.
Well, see, these are all things. See, this is why we need an expert on here, Russell. A lot of us have no idea about these tips and tricks, right? So that's why we're glad you're taking out this time. So the other thing that comes up then, we think about our oil change. That's one thing most of us are pretty good about. What about rotating our tires? We hear about that, but how often should we do that?
I love to couple those things. So Michelin recommends you rotate your tires every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. If you're getting ready for a road trip and you're going to get an oil change, that's a good time to have them check your tires, check your tire pressure, and they can even check your tread depth. So if you're going to get an oil change, a lot of oil change professionals will inspect your tires for free. It's a great opportunity.
A great thing to keep in mind, kind of knock out two things at one time. So, of course, this may seem like an obvious thing since we're talking to a tire safety expert at Michelin, but what tires would you recommend for our trips and for the summer, Russell?
So for someone who's going on a long road trip, you probably want a tire that's very good in wet traction and gives you good mileage, get the most out of your money. And for that, a great option is the Michelin Cross Climate 2. Why? The tire is designed for all types of weather. So whether it's dry or wet, or even if you go up north and it's snowy, that's a great tire. If you take a look at the tread of that tire, you can tell it's made to channel water. And we get a lot of rain in the south. It's a great option for those rainy road trips.
Russell, you've really shared some great tips for our audience today. Something for us to keep in mind, not only for this weekend, for the holiday weekend, but as you mentioned, throughout the year. Again, everyone, we've had joining us today, tire safety expert Russell Shepard of Michelin, helping you guys get ready for the road. Russell, where can we go for more information?
So if you'd like more information, go to michelinman.com. There are other tips. If you want more details on the penny test, it's on that website, Tires 101. And you can even choose your next set of tires. So michelinman.com is a great place to go to learn more about road safety tips and tire selection.
All right, and we'll make sure that we link that up for our audience. Russell, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate the great work that you're doing, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you very much. And to everyone in your listening audience, enjoy your trip. Take your time and be safe. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Russell. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.